Hello students, how are you all? Hope you are doing well and you are staying at home. Today I am with another chapter from your science book, that is chapter 8, Simple Machines. So in this video we will know about the machines and the different type of forces. Now what is a force? See, whenever you want to do something, suppose if you are dragging a chair or if you are pulling the door, then that means you have to apply a force. So what is force? Force is actually push or pull. Whenever you push something or whenever you pull something, that is, we are applying force on that object. See, in order to do each and every work, even while you are walking, at that time you apply a force on the floor, then only you can walk. Even each and every work is accompanied with a force. In order to do a work, we need to apply force. Now there are different types of forces. In this chapter we will know about gravitational force, electrostatic force, magnetic force and frictional force. Now coming to gravitational force, you have already learned about our solar system. Now the solar system, the heavenly bodies, they are attracted towards each other. You know, all the 8 planets are attracted towards sun, so they move in a specific orbit around the sun. So gravitational force is the force where 2 heavenly bodies or 2 masses attract each other. So now see, this is a chalk. If I drop the chalk, it falls on the ground. Why it is falling on the ground? It can move anywhere. Actually, our earth is pulling the things towards it. So whenever you throw something, whenever it's a free fall, whenever you leave something, it generally falls on the ground. So this type of force is called gravitational force. Now coming to electrostatic force. Now whenever you rub something, see, in junior classes when I was small, we used to do a simple experiment. Not an experiment, what we used to do, we used to take a plastic scale and then we used to rub the scale in our hairs. So when we rub our scale, the plastic scale in our hairs, specifically dry hairs, then it generates some charge, and when you bring that scale close to some paper bits, then what will happen? The paper bits will be attracted towards the scale. So that type of force is known as electrostatic force. So in case of electrostatic force, whenever you rub something, that thing generates or develops a charge that in turn attracts some uncharged objects. Coming to magnetic force. See, you all have seen this magnet. It is a bar magnet and it has 2 poles, North Pole and South Pole. So a bar magnet can attract things made up of iron, nickel and cobalt. So if you bring some pins near the magnet, then the magnet will attract the iron pins. Now this magnet, if you bring another magnet and if you bring the North Pole near the North Pole, then it will repel each other, means it will move away from each other. And if you bring a magnet, like if you bring North Pole towards the South Pole, then it will attract each other. So magnetic force is the force, that is, by that force a magnet attracts another magnet or things made up of iron, nickel and cobalt. Now coming to frictional force. So frictional force is the force which opposes the movement of another object over the surface of that object. Now you will see there is a very common observation that the sole of our shoes, it gets corroded. And if we walk, if the sole is corroded and if you walk on a tiles floor, then it gets slippery. Yes or no? So how the sole is getting corroded? Even we need to change the tires regularly of any vehicles. Why? Because when the vehicles move over the road, at that time the road, while the movement, due to the movement of the tires and the road, a frictional force is generated that opposes the movement of the vehicle. For that, the tires get corroded. Now this frictional force has advantages as well as disadvantages. So what are the advantages? See, due to this frictional force, it is easier for us to walk on the floor, or even it is easier for the vehicles to move on the road without meeting an accident. Now what are the disadvantages? See, this friction causes wear and tear of the tires and the shoe soles. For that, we need to change the tires regularly. Even the friction between the parts of the machines, and when a machine is working, due to the friction, heat is generated that can even damage the machine. Now, in order to apply force, we need energy. So what is energy? Energy is the ability to do work. In order to do work, any type of work, even when I'm talking or when I'm walking, when I'm singing, or when I'm discussing the things with you all, I need some energy. Now energy is of different types, like it can be mechanical energy, heat energy, light energy, sound energy, electrical energy, wind energy, solar energy, and water energy or hydropower. Now coming to mechanical energy. Now there are two types of mechanical energy. One is kinetic energy, another one is potential energy. Now what is kinetic energy? The energy of an object due to its motion is known as kinetic energy, and the energy stored in a body when it is at rest, it is known as potential energy. Now heat energy. We know that whenever we burn any fuel, heat energy is evolved. Light energy, due to light we can see everything, and it is a form of energy. The light energy, the main source of light energy is sun. Even the tube lights, bulb, these are also source of light energy. Sound energy. See, when I'm talking, when I'm saying something, some type of energy makes a sensation in your ears. That is a type of sound energy. Electrical energy. This type of energy is produced in some power plants, and this type of energy is required for, electricity is required for everything, for charging your phones, for charging the laptops, for fans, light, AC, TV, everything. Now wind energy. Now many of you have seen that there are some windmills. Have you seen windmills? See, generally wind blows, where the wind blows very fast, there some windmills are installed, and by the wind energy is then converted into electrical energy, or even it is used for grinding the flour, etc. Now coming to solar energy. Now solar energy nowadays, it is one of the most demanding form of energy, and it is used widely nowadays. You have already seen solar panels, and with that the solar energy can be converted into electrical energy. And the last one is water energy or hydropower. You will see there are many dams, and the water stored in the dams, it contains some potential energy. When the water is released, with that water, with that energy of the water, some turbines are rotated. With that, electricity is generated. That type of energy is called water energy. Now these are the different types of energy which you need to read in this chapter. Now we will know about simple machines. So what is a machine? Machine is anything that makes human work easier. When we add the word simple, in case of simple machine, simple means when a single force is applied to lift a load. Now this type of simple machine, there are different types of simple machines such as lever, inclined plane, wedge, screw, wheel and axle, and pulley. Now first we will know about lever. Now what is a lever? Lever is actually a long rod which is fixed at a point that is known as fulcrum. Now according to the position of the fulcrum, the lever can be of three types: class 1, class 2 and class 3. See, in case of class 1 lever, see, this is the rod and this is attached in a fixed point. This is known as fulcrum. Here This is the load and this is the effort. Here this effort is applied to lift this load. See the position here, fulcrum is between the load and the effort. So this type of lever is known as class 1 lever. Example is seesaw. Have you seen a seesaw in the park? See, the fulcrum is the fixed point. Here you sit, or sometime your friend sits here. So whenever you want to lift your friend, suppose this is your friend, your friend is the load and here you are sitting. This is the effort. So when you will apply the effort, then we can lift the load. Now coming to class 2. In case of class 2, the fulcrum, see, this is the position of fulcrum and this is load and this is effort. In this case, in case of class 2, the load is between fulcrum and effort. In case of class 1, the fulcrum was between load and effort, but in case of class 2, load is between fulcrum and effort. This the example of class 2 is wheelbarrow. So wheelbarrow is an example of class 2 lever. Now coming to class 3 lever, in this case the effort is between the load and the fulcrum. So example of class 3 type of lever is a fishing rod. See, according to the position of this fulcrum, load and effort, the lever means the simple machine, that is lever, is classified into class 1, class 2 and class 3. In case of class 1, the fulcrum is between the load and effort. In case of class 2, the load is between the fulcrum and effort. And in case of class 3, the effort is between fulcrum and load. Now let us come to inclined planes. Now inclined plane is simply a ramp which is put at an angle. You will be able to see a picture here. Here this ramp makes your work easier. How? See, if your father is having a bike, then in order to lift that bike to your garage or to your veranda, there is a small slipper type of thing. Is it or not? So that thing enables your father to drag the scooter or the bike, and he can easily pull the bike in the veranda or in the garage. Or you will see while unloading, like if you bought something in a tractor or something, near a shop, unloading is going on, then you will see the people, those who are doing the labors, they keep a ramp in an inclined position and they can drag the things from there without lifting the things. That makes the work easier. Now wedge and screw are the modification of the inclined plane. Now what is a wedge? Wedge, if you see, you can see in the picture, it is simply an X. Suppose two inclined planes are joined together. So the example of wedge is an X. Now screw is it's simply an inclined plane wrapped around a pole, and this is used, this has multiple use. Even this green board is attached with the screw, and you can see the pictures. Actually wedge and screw are the modification of this inclined plane. Now coming to wheel and axle. Now what is wheel and axle? It is actually a wheel and in the middle an axle and a pole is attached. So the common observation is, like, have you seen the wheels of the trolley bag? These are the examples of wheel and axle. And that, see, if there is a wheel in the trolley bag, that makes that, all your small brothers and sisters, and even you can drag or pull a big trolley without any effort. But if you want to lift it, it's very heavy. So that means this wheel and axle, the wheels in the trolley bag, that makes your work easier. Now coming to pulley, you can see the picture. Pulley is actually a grooved wheel where a rope is attached. So in that case, one end of the rope, the load is attached. In another end, you need to apply the effort. So when you will drag the other end of the rope, then automatically the the load will be lifted. One of the easy and the most common example of pulley is crane. Pulley is used in cranes, and even pulley is also used. Have you seen big wells? In order to drag water, they apply a pulley where a rope is attached, and the bucket, when the bucket is submerged inside the water, and if we just drag the other side of the rope, then automatically the bucket comes out from the well. So these are the 6 different types of simple machine: lever, inclined plane, wedge, screw, wheel and axle, and pulley. So let us recall. In this video we have understood what is force, different types of forces, what is energy, different types of energy, and most important, simple machine and different types of simple machines. Hope you have understood the chapter. If you have any problem, you can comment it, and even you can contact me anytime. Till then, bye.